Madam Speaker, the global sporting arena has changed. In recent decades, powerhouse nations like Qatar, Bahrain, and yes, Turkey have attracted talent from Kenya, Ethiopia, and beyond, often offering financial stability, better resources, or long-term security. Jamaica is not immune to these global shifts. Interestingly, there are top athletes whose sponsorship contracts dictate their level of national involvement once they sign. Athletes, like professionals in any field, must weigh their opportunities, resources, and long-term viability. This is not to say we are comfortable losing our talent. Quite the opposite. These developments should serve as a clarion call to strengthen our national athlete support systems, not just at the elite level, but through grassroots and transition programs that secure their careers before, during, and after competition. And we are on that path. A particularly sobering reflection came recently from Asafa Powell, who publicly expressed his reluctance to have his own Jamaican-born children compete for their country of birth. His remarks were not made lightly, but out of an honest critique of perceived neglect and structural limitations. That expression must not be ignored, but examined. And that expression must not be interpreted as a negative for the government. I'm committed to looking at the following initiatives: establishing a national athlete support and retention strategy, and as indicated by the Prime Minister, that I should engage stakeholders to this effect. We will look at how we can expand partnerships with the private sector to provide financial incentives and sponsorship opportunities, enhancing training and recovery infrastructure to meet international standards, offering career transition services for athletes beyond competition, long-term career planning and transition services, expanded financial and health coverage discussions in collaboration with the private sector, further incentivize national representation packages, particularly for high-performance athletes, and strengthen partnerships with sporting federations to ensure holistic athlete development from start to finish. I have no control over what the federations do, although we provide them with monthly subventions, over 40 such organizations. What we ask them to do is provide us with a plan and provide us with an audit of how they use the funds. And never in the history of this country has sport received so much funding and so much support from any government. Allegiance is often shaped not only by flag and soil, but by support and opportunity. When we invest in our athletes with intention and innovation, they will remain ambassadors of the black, green, and gold, not just in name, but in spirit. But it's not possible for government to do it all. It takes private sector, it takes the associations, and it takes everyone to play their part. Let us also be clear, while athletes may wear another flag, and this is important to note, their roots remain Jamaican. The talent was born here. Many were trained here. We invested in them and nurtured them to the point that they can now shine and other countries want to take them. We did it, and we are proud that we made them what they are. Of course, the talent must be there, but we nurtured them and invested in them. And their legacy, whether at home or abroad, reflects our excellence, the excellence of Jamaica. Without a doubt, as they compete on the international stage, every announcement of their participation will recognize their Jamaican roots, even as they wear a different national color. So today we do not rebuke those who seek opportunities elsewhere. We listen, Madam Speaker. We reflect and we act so that Jamaica not only continues to produce champions, but also sustains them beyond the podium.
Oh, I'm gonna start off by saying this. I'm very much happy that improvements are being made, but if this situation didn't happen with, the switching of allegiance between the Jamaican athletes to Turkey, would we have seen any improvements? And I want you guys to let me know your thoughts, because I'm wondering if it took them so long to realize improvements are needed. Because if you guys listen to her speech, it is clear as day that improvements were needed. So once again, the athletes weren't lying. But I ask the question again. If this situation did not come up between Turkey and Jamaica and the athletes switching their allegiance very fast, by the way, would improvements been made? And my answer to that, it seems as if no, because remember, this has been going on long before the Turkey situation arose, right? It has been happening more than a decade ago, probably even Merlin Otti days. And I'm not being exaggerating, but I want you guys to look into it and realize that these things have been happening for a long while. That's why we have athletes come out and speak their mind. And a lot of times when they do that, they get bashed. They are, pictured as they are greedy or they are not appreciative. But once again, if you listen to what Babsy said, it is clear as day that improvements were needed. So why weren't these improvements put in place to suit the athletes before a situation like this arrived, where they needed to seem as if they were doing something well? I'm not saying they weren't doing something good, right? They were doing things good, but they definitely could have done better. Right? And it just goes to show that a lot of times that these things are happening right under our nose. And I remember a specific athlete came about and stated that, listen, it's because of country pride why he did some things for Jamaica, right? And it's really crazy. But I want you guys to let me know your thoughts and perspective on this one. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know what you guys feel. Because once again, it is clear as day that improvements were needed. But why weren't they done before a situation arrived where they needed to do the improvement? Let me know your thoughts and perspective down in the comment section. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know what you guys feel. Remember to drop a like and subscribe, as it helps out a lot, and it will be greatly appreciated. I want to say thank you for your time and thank you for watching. It is your boy Jamfeed, and as usual, I'm out.